collections as part of HSN's Craft Day. It's going to be brilliant. So many of you chatting away already and so excited about everything. You're already looking through and forward into the booklet as well. We've got so much news to talk about tonight, but let's start by looking at Sharon's brand new collection. She's brand new to all of us, and I know you had a long chat with her earlier as well, Craig, didn't you?
I did indeed. It was actually last night. We got jump on a call for maybe about 20 minutes. That actually turned into about 2 hours. We had a great chat all about our collection. I can't wait to show you some of the things that you can be making with them. So if we take a look at this one, this is our pine cone. So this is all about our quilling flowers. But what you can then do is you can actually start to layer them up. So because it's a quilling flower, it's maybe something a bit different to what you're used to in the past. All you need to do is take the die, one pass through your Gemini or any other die cutting machines that take your wafer thin dies, a little bit of glue, and that's all you need to do. The stamens are all included, the petals are all included. You just need to add a bit of colour if you want. If you're familiar with Sharon's work, you will know that she tends to do a lot of larger flowers. So now what you're going to find within the bundle is you get the larger flowers, but you also get some of these nice small flowers. But then we've got things like the mistletoe that you can see there. If you've seen on my social media today, I've been absolutely having a ball playing with all of these.
They're incredible, aren't they?
They are so
versatile.
incredible. Add your glitters, add your sprays onto them, and you're going to really make them come to life. Of course, with your cards, but this is where you're going to be bringing in your home decor, your Christmas table, you know, wrapping around your candles, your battery operated candles, maybe around your napkin rings, anything like that, just to finish off your cards. They really do just finish your cards off beautifully. Now, take a look at this. This is what you can expect to see and what you're going to be getting. We have got the poinsettia and the mistletoe. So this is some of where I'm going to be demoing throughout Craft Day with these ones here. Then, working alongside that perfectly, we have then got the Christmas rose and the pine cone. So I've just shown you the pine cone a minute ago. So you're going to find all these individual sets are going to work beautifully together. You might then want to incorporate, which is actually going to be the first demo, it's going to be the Star of Bethlehem. You can see the two dies there. One creates the larger flower and the other one creates the nice small one. Then you always need that bit of holly in the background, don't you? Whether it's just at the centre of your card, whether it's just a nice accent on the side of your card, entirely up to you, but that is going to be one of your options too.
Oh, I have to tell you, Craig, there's lots and lots of love for the pine cone. Everyone's saying, yeah, I've got to have that. And I know actually you're looking, as you see them all, you're just going, I got to have them. So we got to see them, Craig.
Let's go for it then. So to start with, we're going to use the large Star of Bethlehem. And we're going to cut this one right from scratch, because what I want to do is just to let you see exactly what I mean by cut, rolling, and then that's it created. So what we're just going to do now is I'm just taking out the die. So you're going to see here, you've got a nice few different dies. So this full die just here, this is your full quilling flower. You can see the additional accents that we've got just here. So whether it's, you know, the little leaves if you've got there at the side there, but you also get, which I didn't know until speaking to Sharon, the calyx. And that's what actually sits underneath your quilled flower. So we'll show you that in a moment as well. So let's take our piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to be using our white smooth cardstock to show you, but then we're going to be just explaining how well it works when it comes to your double-sided papers, maybe any of your different mediums that you can cut with and craft with, so many different ways. So what you're just going to do with a normal die like you'll find, I'm just going to be taping that one down. All of the dies that are in the full collection from Sharon all go through your Gemini Mini. However, your Gemini Junior, but they will, of course, go through the large Gemini. So what I'm doing is, I've got the large Gemini, but I am using the Gemini Junior plates. So as this comes out, let's remove our die.
I can't believe it's as simple as one die, Craig. That's amazing, isn't it?
It is, because if you like the look of quilling flowers, however, you will know that you tend to have to cut them maybe 2 times, 3 times, layer them on top of each other, and it can be a bit time consuming. And you know, and sometimes you lose patience because you actually want to create your flower really quickly. So with the joyous thing about these, if I pop these ones out, you're going to find you've got that full flower, but what you have then got is you've got a nice perforated line all the way down the centre. So I'll just see if I've got a bit of black card, not to the side, just here we go, just so you can see all of that detail. So this is what I mean by you've got that perforated line all the way down the bottom. You've got the stamens already inbuilt with the die cut. You've got your smaller petals, and then you've got the larger petals that you would know and love when it comes to quilling flowers. So we're going to move that one out the way. And then what I'm wanting to do is I want to just add in a bit of accent colour. So I'm just going to bring in a few of our water reactive Harmony ink pads. So I'm just going to go for Chinese red, pine green and lemon tonic. Now what I'm going to do with this one is, you could use our blending tools if you want, or if you've got our wee dome squeegees. I'm just dipping up the ink, and then what I've just got is just got it to the point there. And just in the middle, all that I'm just doing very lightly is I'm just going right into the centre. Doesn't have to be neat or precise. And what I'm doing is just finishing that one off, and then let's just cover the rest of the petals. So we're just going to add all of them ones on, and I think let's actually even just add just a little bit of green just within the middle, just there. Now what happens is you are then a way to come along, and then you're actually a way to fold this in half. So before you do that, you might straight away think, right, I have to ink that side of the quilling flowers. You don't. Flip it over, and then you want to ink exactly as you've done before, but on the opposite side, and that will become clear in a moment. Because what you need to remember, what you're doing is you're actually just a way to fold it in half, and the way that you quill it up, that it's all going to come together. So let's just add the colours just on there. So let's just move these ones out the way for the time being.
And Shannon, I will ask Craig to measure the flower when it's completed.
I will do indeed, no problem at all.
Yeah, we want to know the size of them.
So now that we've got that good to go, if you wanted to, you could add another one to make it longer if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. But then just along the perforated lines, all that just going to do is we're just going to just fold that over. And the actual petals, the way that Sharon has designed them, is that they actually sit just nicely overlapping each other. So you don't need to worry about die cutting two, overlapping them. Are you getting them right? Are you not getting them right? They're all there done for you. So then what I'm just going to do now is, if I then just bring in my quilling tool. So this is just our quilling tool that we've got here. I'm sure many of you got them from any of our quilling kits or that. Then what I'm also doing is I'm just bringing in, this is just our tacky glue. So this is just the tacky glue that you will know from our range. And I'm just going to pop my quilling tool in just first. So if I pop that in that way, I tell you, I think what we'll do is let's go that way, because I want some of the colour to be on the outside. So I'm just going to fold them ones over. And then what I'm just going to do now is I'm popping this in first, because what you'll find is I want to just start it off. So I'm just starting to turn it, and just as it starts to roll round, I'm just going to add just a couple of wee dots of glue. That's all that I'm just doing. And then I'm just holding it just in my hand, just there. And then I'm just going to roll. And I'm just rolling it along, and I'm just going to keep going. So just going to keep going until we get to the end. And we're just going to finish it off right at the very end there. I'm just going to finish that just with a bit of glue, and then we're just going to press that in place. Because it's the tacky glue, what happens is that's going to grab, and then we're just going to just spread out all of these stamens, these leaves. Because you've coloured them with some ink, you've got that nice effect. Then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to take the quilling tool just off, and then just manipulate it slightly. You're just going to move the petals around, and then start to look at that. So that's what I mean by one die cut and one little bit of glue along the base, and then that is all that you need to do to create your flower.
I want it. How big is it, Craig, now?
So that one, if it was to be opened up, it's going to be 1 3/4 inches. And then if it was to stand proud, it's going to be 1 inch. So that's it that way. But then you might want to have it more taut, more confined. It's entirely up to yourself. So let's bring that one in, and then let's bring a few others that I've done. And then what I want you to do is, throughout Craft Day, I want you to watch the shows and see how I do things like the holly leaves. So what we're just going to do, holly leaves exactly the same as I've done, but we'll go in a lot more details throughout the day. And I'm just then going to bring in my card blank. So I've just done a bit of matting and layering, and then I've already popped my sentiment on. Now these individual elements just here, like your foliage, all your different leaves and that also comes included on the sheet. And then we're just going to bring in our coral tacky glue. And then Derek, all that I'm just doing is I'm going to take the largest one, because that was the largest Star of Bethlehem, and see the back there at the bottom, the calyx, that's what just holds it all in place. And then I'm just going to add that on, just a bit of our glue gel, and then we're just going to pop all of these in just at slight angles. We're just going to add them ones in. We're taking a couple of the smaller ones, tucking them in. You can be very rustic. You can go very much rogue with this full collection just here.
Do you know what, Craig? So many people saying, you know what, actually as a first time, because quilling often sounds quite scientific. I've got a comment from Samantha Barfield on YouTube who says, as someone who's never quilled before, this just looks like it's super, super easy for a beginner as well. And I've never ventured there. I hear the word quilling and run for the hills, don't you? You think very complicated, lots of tools and lots of time, but actually, because that is one die, and so many people saying, I can't believe it, just one die does all of that. And look at how impressive that is.
Absolutely. It comes together so quickly. You can have so much fun just by creating your different flowers throughout this afternoon, of course morning for you guys stateside. If you've seen my Instagram and Facebook, you'll have seen all the different ones I've been sitting and creating. And then what to do is have a day, have an evening, just sit with all the Sharon's dies, make your own flowers, change the colours if you want. You could be doing that. They're going to work perfectly with your double-sided papers, because you have then got the fact that you're folding them in half. It is just that one pass, as you said, Derek, but you're just going to just play with them, manipulate them, see where you want them to go, maybe make a box with your Ultimate Pro, then just add a few more onto the front of your box. That's going to be a gift in itself. Now, I've kept it with the greens and maybe more the traditional Christmas tones. Nothing stopping you making that maybe a nicey blue tone with the layers in that, but you can see we've just added that curvature with the flowers, add extra detail by maybe curving them or shaping them. It's entirely up to you, but that's just a starter of what you can do with Sharon Callis' quilling flowers.
And they look so darn real. It's brilliant, isn't it? You've got lots and lots of different options in those quilling dies as well. You're going to see them in the 10 a.m. hour on Tuesday with our Craig as well, showing off Sharon's amazing, amazing work. Right, I am going to give away the quilled flowers. I'm going to give those away right now. I have picked a winner. I have given it to one of our social superstars, in fact, head of social superstars. I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and she's holding it behind the camera because she knows how bad my memory is. So, Cheryl Cap on Facebook, you are the winner of our Quilled Flowers giveaway. So I need you to email me right now, prizes at crafterscompanion.com, and our lovely Tracy will arrange for everything to be sent to you. So well done, Cheryl Cap. Now remember, every time we do a demo, we're going to be giving away that particular item that we're using, which is brilliant. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So we've got giveaways right the way through the whole of the 4 hours. So you've got to stay with us. There's no breaks for dinner or anything else. Cancel everything else that might be in the diary. I'm sure you have already. Now listen, the most important thing, and the most important thing in terms of keeping track of this show and looking ahead, because we've got a massive Sarah signature. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it yet, but we've got a massive Sarah signature announcement to make in this show. A massive launch. I mean massive. I mean even more massive. Well, Sarah will tell you how massive it is. It's going to be out of the park massive. Now, I need you to download your booklet then right now. Now listen, I don't want to nag anyone because I know that most of you have got it already, but this is the most important link of the whole day because it keeps you in step with where you are right now. It's pinned in the comments. So don't worry that it's disappeared off your screen. It's pinned in the comments on YouTube and on Facebook as well. But you need a copy of it because it's the full rundown of all the shows, of all the hosts, of all the products and when they're going to be. So if you wanted to go for those Sharon Callis Quilled Flowers, you'll know exactly when they're on with Craig. You'll know exactly when Sarah Signature's big new launch is going to happen. You need to download it right now. And don't forget, there's going to be another preview on HSN, on the HSN page with Sarah and Adam Freeman. Royalty. Adam Freeman will be on your screens on the HSN Facebook page on Monday as well. We'll keep you in step with that. Now we've got plenty more from the brand new world premiere launch from Sharon Callis as well. because next up we are looking at some Christmas border dies. Now you guys are really going to want to grab these straight away to actually step up those Christmas projects that you're working on right now. So these have come along just at the right time, and they are, Craig, spectacular, aren't they?
Spectacular doesn't even do it justice. Check out these ones. As you say, they are the border dies. So we are actually looking at this detail here, this elongated oval. Now, you get that oval detail die. You also get an outside die that enables you to do different styles. Now, just being whether you're a concept card, whether it's gatefold card, maybe if you want to do a little envelope, you know, for maybe a gift tag, anything like that, you could be adding them on. If you like to do your scenes, build your scenes, we're looking at the top ones here as well as along the bottom. There's a mixture of snowflakes, Christmas tree, bells. They really are just going to really finish off, whether it's your boxes, maybe the bottom of your scrapbook pages. I know you guys in the States love to do your scrapbooks, but then look at the golds, you know, so if you're using golds and blues, or maybe your silvers and greens, you can really go to whatever colour theme that you like to go with at Christmas time and change it year upon year. Now, if you can just see right in the detail there, Sharon tries to get every little bit of detail she possibly can when it comes to her dies. But then, you know, we're looking at this one, we've got Joy to the World, part of a sentiment that she's also got within her collection. Keep it simple, go all out with maybe other dies you've got, other collections. Of course, they are going to work perfectly with any of your quilling flowers.
Oh,
so
Craig,
it's such a good way.
Oh, Craig, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've got good news for you watching this right now. We're going to do a giveaway on these Christmas border dies as well. I need you to start commenting. Tell me how much you love them. Tell me which one is your favourite as we go through the demos. And you might, at the end, be winning that giveaway. Just saying.com.
Absolutely. You know, you've got to be within your chance to actually get them. But you want to see what could you get and how you're going to get them? Well, we've got kind of two options for you, two matrix. Check out these ones here. So we've got the Christmas border dies. So within that one there, you can see we've got the snowflakes. We have also got the holly leaves, and we've also got
poinsettia.
The poinsettia on that one, yeah. So that's your first choice. But then, if you want them ones, you're going to want to have these other ones. And the one there in the middle is what I'm going to demo next. You can see you've got the Christmas tree, you've got the snowflakes, and you've got the bells as well. Absolutely stunning. So, what you want to know as well, because I know, is how many different ways can I use them? Let's just show you the actual die as itself. So, it's kind of the same idea when it comes to all of the border sets. So, what you're going to get is, you're going to get the main border, or the main die. So, we can see on this one here, here is the die. Now, what this does is this actually die cuts into your card, so you could be looking in if you so wish, but you get that outside die as well. So you could create edgeables, you could create, you know, the topper folds of a card. Maybe you want to cut out the full thing just by switching them over, then you can do. Maybe you want to use that one on its own, so it's a matte and layered, you know, you can start to create your aperture, you can do. But this is a good thing that obviously Sharon, being a crafter, knows that if I just take away that outside die and give it to you separately, it opens up so many different things that you can do. So one of the things that you can do is, let's bring in our cardstock. So I've already got a card base that's 6 inches by 8 inches, and I've already just done a bit of mat and layering. And I've then got another piece of card just here, and all that I've just done on the edge, I've just added an extra 1/4 of an inch just at the side just here. That's going to be my fold over the card just here. Then on this side here, what I want to do is I want to bring in the die. And we can see just from up above there. Now look at all that detail. A lot of swirls within here that you can actually keep and use as accents, you know, maybe behind your quilling flowers. But I'm just going to tape that down. But what I also want to do is I just want to make sure that I've got just enough room just here, because I want to cut away that excess part at the side. So it is the same size to match the length of the die. So if I just pop that up, so all that I'm doing is just making sure this is up against the edge of the card blank, and then I'm just going to tape that one down. If you want to do this part separately, you can do, but you know, if you're using our low tack tape, it's going to be held in place just perfectly, and you know it's going to be nice and secure. So I'm just going to tape that into place. Now, the style of this card that I'm doing, you will need your large Gemini, but you can use the junior plates. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pop them onto my junior plates, and then let's bring in our plastic shim, our magnetic shim, and our top cutting plate. So it's classed as a wafer thin die, which means it will go through any of your other die cutting machines you've got at home. However, what you can also do with Sharon's dies, and you know what I'm like, you can foil them. You can use that detail to foil. I tried it at home today.
Wow.
So could you imagine, you've seen us with the foil press, show, foiling all that detail and then cutting out of it. It would look spectacular.
Craig, let me share some love on these
Please
dies
do.
because so many people are going bonkers over them. I'm not surprised at all. Everyone's saying, right, okay, gotta have these, gotta have these. Jill on YouTube, Sharon's border dies are so unique. Carol on YouTube saying, I always enjoy how Craig tells us about every product he uses when he's making his project. So helpful. And she says, hello from beautiful Larkspur in Colorado. Mo Crafts on YouTube. Wow, such beautiful detail in these borders. It's so, so true. Michelle on Facebook also saying, loving the long dies. They're great for slimline cards. Heidi saying the border dies are gorgeous. Betsy on YouTube as well. I mean, there are thousands of comments coming in as well. Keep them coming in. I do love border dies. They're such an easy way to make a gorgeous card. I think the oval one is brilliant. A great surfboard shape, Craig.
Absolutely, I've never thought of that actually. It really, really is, isn't it? Very much of a surfboard style that you can see just there, absolutely. But actually, just going on something you just said there as well, Derek, the slimline cards, they're a style that's slowly starting to pick up here in the UK. It's not something we've done a lot of, but as again, it's gradually coming here into the UK. It's a style like I know that you guys stateside love to do, and it absolutely would be perfect for your slimline cards, or here in the UK are DL cards, which are a bit like slimline cards, not as slim. But
Craig, let me just tell you that the lady herself, of course, is tuned into the show as well. Sharon Callis is watching right now. Lots of love to you, Sharon. We are absolutely loving your work. And she's reading all through your comments as well. And she's saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the love coming in the comments. It must be very, very nerve-wracking. We thought we were nervous doing an HSN preview for the first time, Craig. Sharon must be literally all nails in mouth at the moment because this is the world premiere, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It's a global launch, and it's an absolute honour that I get to be the one to represent Sharon. As I say, we had a good chat last night, and yeah, such a privilege. And I've just had a blast today, and you can tell I'm going to have a blast over the next couple of days. So make sure not only do you check out my social media for what I'm going to be making, the design team for Sharon are incredible what they've been making. So make sure you go along and search after the show, or if you're watching on your TV, search on your phone and join their groups. But what I've done, Derek, as you can see, this is all die cut. I don't want to spend all the time popping them out. You can see that they've all just die cut perfectly. You could come along with your brush and start to just take out all these bits. And then all that I've just done, you can see just there, if I move that one out the way, we can see that we've got all of that detail just perfectly just done. Then what I'm just going to do is we will start to do just a bit of die cutting on silver. So what I'm just going to do, I've already got one ready to go, but I just want to show you how you can actually maintain what I'm just about to show you. So we've got our silver card. Now you'd make sure that you pop all the little bits out, but I just want to roughly at least show you how you can create what I'm about to create. That being, if you want that nice detailed oval on its own, then all that you're just going to do is if we take this one out the way, and then we are just going to take this one out, and this is where it cuts into your card. So that stays in place. So what you would just do, Derek, is you would then just come along with this die. We've got our side die here. We'd run that through again, just with that at the side, cut that. Then we'd run it through another time, but just by flipping it over, and that takes it all out, which then gives you that effect. Look at, isn't that awesome, absolutely incredible? I need to think of new words other than incredible and gorgeous and stunning.
But that does look like solid silver, doesn't it? It looks like something you've gone out and spent money on. That's the great thing.
It does. Now, if you're into your mixed media, if you like to do any of your embossing, ultra thick embossing, you can imagine the look these would be. Pop acetate, add your inks behind it. It would look absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this one off. So we're just going to fold over that side edge that we've done just here. That's going to create the hinge. Let's take our tape runner, and then I'm just going to run that all the way down, and then we're just going to pop that one in just into the side, just there. So we're just going to pop that to the side. Straight away, we've got our card blank that opens up, but you can see the detail there, but you can see any colour that you've popped behind. Then we're going to take this one here, a very craft metal, or maybe, you know, a fizzy pop can that, you know, you could be cutting as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, you know, have a look.
Gemini will do all of that as well, won't
Absolutely, it will do. So let's just take all these ones in out. There we go. And did you just hear that as well,
yes.
Derek? Yeah.
Yes, Robin has just suggested, Robin, who's a very, very regular contributor and fan, of course, of Crafters Companion. Hello, lovely Robin. Has just said, actually, you could cut this out multiple times, join them at the top and the bottom, and actually you could end up making a Christmas ornament out of them, or a bauble as we like to call them. That would be so awesome. How long and slender and beautiful would they be? They could be the highlight of your tree's decoration this year. Love it.
No,
Craig.
that's got me thinking now
Yes,
as well.
me too.
Because all that you would need, I don't know what you call them in the States, but here it would just be like the split pins. So it's just like a wee pin and it just splits on the back. You could then pull that bauble all the way round, and then that's going to give it that three-dimensional lantern effect. But just to finish this one off, so this was just a matten layer that I done, but on its own, I used that side die, and then what that does is that creates the curvature. And then I've got the Joy to the World. Now this is part of, here we go. This is part of another collection from Sharon that you're going to be seeing as well. Lovely Christmas sentiments. So Joy to the World, I've popped it through my Xyron. We're just going to pull this one on, and we're just popping it into place. Let's just go down into here. Now what you're going to find is many of the cards either that I make, that Sharon makes, the design team make, there's not a lot of extra detail to the cards, and what I mean by that...
It doesn't need to be,
it
though,
doesn't
Craig,
need
does there?
it.
I mean,
No.
they are spectacular. And the thing that so many people are saying in the comments as well, I'm broadly sweeping across all of YouTube and Facebook as well, and the general theme of the comments is, oh my word, this feels like nothing else we've got on in our collection already. It's really, really detailed, it's spectacular, and as you've shown us, Craig, already, you can take them in so many different directions and put them into so many different contexts as well. They can be the focus of attention, they can be off to one side. You know, you could be without a sentiment on that completely and utterly, and it would just look the bomb.
It would, it really would. Now look at that, that does all of that detail for you. So you can see I've just done a bit of overshadowing just to the side. If you did want to try that lantern, then what I was saying about split pins, you would be calling them brads. So you'd be just looking for the brads, and that's going to enable you to actually just pull out that elegant detail from the actual bauble that you're making. But let's just bring in a few more that you can then see. So you can make it a slim card if you wanted to, but then what you can then do is die cut it double side, and that's going to be that main side part for the focal in the middle, but then just having a little nice decorative tag along the bottom. Now this worked beautifully with our Christmas collection, our vintage Christmas, but then if you have any of the others, maybe you've got Sarah's Glistening Snowflake collection, the colours will work with that one, but then going traditional, bringing in all of your quilling flowers that you can see just here. So it could be simple cards, it could be decorative cards, it could be concept cards, it could be home decor. Imagine these strips maybe down at the bottom of maybe your Christmas table or that. So many different things, and I cannot wait to show you, you know, for the little bit I've got left, and then throughout Crafty on HSN on Tuesday, everything else that you can do with them.
Oh, Craig, we should have a 3-hour show right now for them, shouldn't we? It's absolutely brilliant. We could just go on and on. I mean, so much love coming in the comments as well. And remember, Sharon is there viewing and watching as well. Virginia on Facebook says these Sharon Callis border dies are stunning. I love the oval shape. I don't have anything like it. Cindy on YouTube says, love the border dies. They're all beautiful. Hard to pick a favourite. I know, it's one of those, isn't it? Yes, I'll have to have all of those. Thank you very much. Would love to see them foiled, says Kaylin Mead on Facebook. Well, you know, we'll all be getting the foil press out for those. Dee on YouTube says these Christmas border dies, so many ways to use. Love it. Heidi, very, very excited. Beautiful. They're going to be on in the 10 a.m. hour on Tuesday with Mr. Craig Laird as well. It's going to be such fun. It'll go like that, so you've got to make sure that you're there. And you know what's going to happen. I mean, actually, you've got to be there first time, haven't you? You've got to be there when they launch. You've got to be there when that stock gets loaded onto the HSN website as well. It won't be there yet, but as soon as we know that there, don't worry, we'll be sending out the little hints via our social media. Now, listen, let's give away some of these border dies then, shall we? I have picked a winner. I have passed it to Taylor so that I don't forget who it is and it doesn't get lost in thousands of messages that I have coming through. So I can say congratulations to Leanne Morris from YouTube. You have won the border dies. Well done. So prizes at crafterscompanion.com. That's the email address, Leanne, that you need to drop us a message into. And our Tracy, who works backstage, will sort out that and get those border dies winging their way to you. Now, Craig gave us a little sneaky peek of some sentiment dies that go with these collections as well, with these border dies. And you guys are definitely going to want these. I mean, I know once you've seen one, you want all of them. You've got Christmas wishes here, merry and bright. You've got Santa Claus, oh Christmas tree, joy to the world, and you've got jingle bells there as well in the statement dies. They are going to be available as well when the show gets going at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Right, okay. Now, I do understand that our little link had a little hiccup, but it's all fixed now, so I need you to go down. Let's try again, shall we? Let's go back. Oh no, it's not www. It's https://bit.ly/cchsn oct20. That's what you need to do. It sounds complicated, is it? But don't worry, because if you're in the Facebook or the YouTube, it's pinned. It's pinned. Just click on the pinned link. And actually, should we have a little look at it? Come on. Let's go and have a little look. On the front cover, there's Craig. Craig's not in it. I don't know if Craig will be in it. There he is, look. But of course, Sarah and Adam are there. They're going to be doing a preview for you on the HSN Facebook page and ours as well on Monday. Oh, hello, Advent calendar. Did I just see there? Ooh, there's a lot coming up, tell you. Some really nice new launches as well. And of course, what we haven't shown you yet, and what Sarah will show you when she comes back, is that we have got the most incredible Sarah signature launch to tell you about in this show. You've got to get the booklet though. That's your link, but don't worry about having to write that down. Just go into the comments on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching us right now, and there is a pinned message on there as well, which will link you straight to the booklet. Do you know, funnily enough, I don't have one myself yet, so I think I need to do that. In the meantime, Craig, we are now talking butterflies and blooms as part of the world premiere launch of Sharon Callis as part of Crafters Companion.
Now, you have seen many butterflies in the past, but you will never have seen butterflies like these ones. These are spectacular. Now, this is a full frame butterfly. You're actually going to be getting 3 dies. So let me just pop this one at the back just now. So if we look at this one, what you're going to be getting is the main butterfly die, but then you're going to be getting the actual background for it as well. But then you're getting the matting layer for it too. Use them both, creating frames, use all 3 of them. So many different ways we'll show you in lots of these different samples. But what Sharon's done as well, and it really does help us crafters, is there's little accent dots where you can actually pop your gems, your pearl, your liquid drops, anything like that in place just to set it off nicely. But then the wings, they stay in place in the center, but you can pull them up. So you're adding that extra depth to it, the dimension to it, but it's not going to add to any more weight of your card. So then changing the colors completely. Now this is then going to be the one that really shows off what I mean. So you've got your butterfly there in the dark, and then the next one just here, that white layer, that's the back layer with all of that intricate detail. And then that craft layer on the back, that's your matting layer, using them all together. But then using them all together again like this one, but being the pinks and the lilacs. Then just do your glitter drops. Maybe you want to do your silver with your glitters that you can see just there. Mixed media, mixing up all your colours that you can see. Maybe you just want to use the stamp on its own. Absolutely, you get the coordinated stamps with it as well, which match with the die, or you can use them separately. But then bring in your Christmas collection. No reason that you can't be using them with Christmas. Bring in your poinsettias, add your dimensional flowers from your quilling flowers, or maybe you just want to add the sentiment with the thinking of you and adding a few of the extra elements that come within the butterflies. That's just some of the different things that you can be making. So let's go for the actual lineup of what's coming up when it comes to the butterfly range, and you can see exactly what you're going to be getting right now. So there we go, we've got the Sharon Callis Butterflies and Bloom collection. So that top one on the left there is the one with the stamps, then you've got the dies on the right hand side, and then running along the bottom there you get your peony on that one just there. You always get your little sentiment as well, and you've also got, it's kind of like a rose just within the middle. So with that, a climbing rose it is. So let's show you how to use the butterfly. So the ones we were just showing you within that demonstration just a moment ago.
And Craig, let me just remind you, I'm sorry, I should have said it right at the beginning actually. We are going to be doing a giveaway on this as well after the demo. So I need you to be commenting away right now, wherever you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook as well. Get some comments in right now, and rather than having to order, I might just send it to you. Craig.
This is the incredible thing about these previews, is you're within the chance of actually winning anything myself or Sarah, it says make, even touches. Now, have a look at the die here. This makes it a bit more clearer. You've got that outside die, but then you've got the inner detail die. So if we take that one off, but then you've also got the butterfly just in the center. So if I can peel that one off, so this is where use a butterfly on its own, use them together, use all three, maybe you just want these two, maybe just these two. So many different options, and I know I said it earlier on, but with Sharon actually being a crafter and knows these different ways, these hints and tips with the little wee holes to pop your little gems and that in, you can do these different things. So what we're going to do is, I've got some different cardstock, and when it comes to the background papers, we're actually using it from our Peacock collection. So it shows that you can bring so many different ranges in. I'm just going to bring in my actual plates. So what we're going to do with this deeper shade of kind of fuchsia, let's just die cut this outside die. So we're just going to pop this one on, and we're just going to pop it into place.
Just while you do that, Craig,
yes,
I've got so many people in the comments saying, just when I thought I had all the butterflies I could ever want and need, another one comes along and it is super, super detailed and super, super impressive. I'm with you there.
Yeah, absolutely, because they are so different. You know, you've got the different options with them, whether it's a standalone or whether you actually want to use them all combined. But either way, you're going to get that different look every single time. So let's just peel that one off. So there is just that back layer that you can see from up above there. There we go. So you've got that back layer. So then what we're going to do is, let's move that one out the way. Let's bring in the pink layer. So we're still going to use this die. And then what we're going to do, if we pop this one in place, then let's bring this detail die. Now you might think, what's that going to look like? What are you going to be left with? You'll see in a moment. What we're going to be left with is this really fine outside edge. Now what this is good for is framing your apertures. So if you want to create a shaker card with this die, this would look spectacular. You're finishing off your card with that outside line. So we're just going to run that one through as well. Now, absolutely these actual outline dies, some of them even with the detail, they're going to cut many of your different mediums. Perfectly we're using the Gemini, you absolutely can do. You know, when Sharon designs her die, she wants to enable you to actually use them, not just with crafting card, but any other, you know, products out there within the range. So then let's just peel these ones off. What I want to do is just carefully take that one off, and we're just carefully taking that one off. Now, if I remove this one, and it's nice and delicate, so I don't want to rip it. Look at that one.
Wow.
Look at that fine detail just there.
You read some minds, Craig, because Anne on Facebook says, shaker cards, here I come.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You can be doing your shaker cards with them. And then what I'm just going to do, see, I'm not actually going to use this, but we're left with this. Stamp onto it using the coordinated stamps if you want to. It's entirely up to yourself. But what I'm just going to do is let's just take a bit of purple card, and now I'm going to take the butterfly. So we're just going to pop these ones on. Now, the butterfly, as well as some of the sentiments, they'll go through your Gemini Mini. Some of the really small quilling flowers will also go through your Gemini Mini as well. But the full collection will all go through your Gemini Junior. And of course, they're going to go through your large Gemini, but it's just good to know that some of them will be handy just to go through your Mini. So let's take this one out. And then what I'm just going to do is let's just peel that one off. Let's just bring in our pokey tool, and I just want to release some of these bits. Now, here we go. I wonder if the black, there we go, the black will work just perfectly for this one. So you've got the butterfly, you've got all these little pinprick dots, as well as some additional dots to pop maybe any of your glazes or that in. But look at the wings. The wings actually stay in place, but they pop up. So if I tilt it that way, isn't that incredible? So this is where if you want to do any of your glossy accents, you want to add any of your mediums over the top, you can do. So we're going to create a bit of an easel card. So let's just get these together, and I'm just going to layer them up.
And a brilliant idea in Craig, actually, from Dieta on YouTube, who said you could die cut these out of aluminium cans and make a wind chime for outside. Oh, that would be so awesome, wouldn't it? That
would be. And that's such a good idea in the fact of that's then taking it beyond home decor. You know, that's taking it to, you know, the outside. You know, there's lots of weatherproof sprays and that you can get nowadays. So absolutely, have a look. See what you've got within your stash and then just see what else would maybe work and have a play with it. You know our Gemini by now. You know the pressure that it gives, and Sharon's dies will work just as well like ours do when it comes to the Gemini. But don't forget, if you don't have a Gemini, you know, don't worry, you can still use any of your die cut machines that take the wafer thin dies. So there is the start of our easel card that you can see just there. So then what we're going to do is we're going to start to layer these ones up. So let's take our outside and then let's also take our butterfly that you can see just there.
All right, while you're putting this together, Craig, I just want to remind everybody, comment. You can say anything. Just say, hello, Derek and Craig, if you like. Just say anything. Just say anything you like. Say, oh, I'm liking your shirt, Derek. Or where have you been all my life, Derek? I think you can say anything you like. It's one step closer to being the one who gets the Butterfly and Blooms giveaway, which we're going to do at the end of Craig's demo. So I'd get tapping away now if I was you, Craig.
Absolutely, get in there quick, you know, because I'm just coming to the end of this demonstration, and I'm actually coming away from the end of my slot. You know who's coming up on next. She's waiting in the wings to show you for the next 3 hours.
Charged up
what's
and ready
coming
to go,
up.
let me tell you.
She is indeed.
Massive launches to tell you about. Honestly, this is like you are like our lovely appetizer, Craig, aren't you?
I am.
In fact, I've heard today that. What's your nickname that I keep hearing?
My nickname?
Yes. Now, what was it? Taylor did say to me earlier what your little... There's something cutie. What was the nickname we had for Craig? Scotty Hottie, that's it. Scotty Hottie, that's what they call you, Craig, isn't it, over the pond? They're going to love you on HSN.
Thanks, Derek.
Scotty Hottie. Oh, look, he's blushing now. He's not even been on HSN yet. This is going to be it, Craig. Your big moment, your big BAFTA moment.
It's very nice. Some of the nice nicknames that I am given, but yeah, we'll stick to Craig.
Hottie Scotty.
Yeah, but I have to reiterate, like I said at the beginning, you know, it's because of all of you at home that I am here today, and I'm actually going to be on Tuesday throughout.
No, it's because you're so amazingly talented. That's why it is, Craig, because you're amazing talent.
Thank you. But if it wasn't for all of you at home messaging Sarah, messaging us at head office, I wouldn't be here, so thank you. So what I'm just about to do, let's finish this one off, and I've just got one of the sentiments. So all I've done is a bit of heat embossing. Now, if you want to do it onto white, smooth card, pattern card with any of your quick dry inks, you can do, but I've just done a bit of heat embossing. And then what I've also done is using the butterfly stamps that also come with the set. Let's see if I'll find mine in a moment. But I've just done a bit of stamping on a black card. This is using our watermark ink pad and just done a bit of heat embossing. So that's all that I've done with that one just there. And as I say, always remember, go back, have a look on Facebook. If you're not on Sharon Callis' Design Team Facebook page, go on there, have a look, see everything that Sharon and the girls have been making using this collection, because it is simply outstanding. So it's worthwhile going on and having a look and getting ideas before you actually pop yours in your basket and check out come Tuesday.
And Craig, I know we've just done an hour with you. Just this is like the taster, isn't it? How many hours could you have done right now? You could have done 4 straight through right now, just playing, couldn't you?
I probably could. Yeah. Now that the adrenaline's flowing, you know, and now that we've crafted, absolutely, I could keep going and going. But yeah, I think it's time for Sarah to take it. I know that's who you're really wanting to see.
Well, this this is our first taste of the Sharon Callis dies and stamps and everything else. And everyone is absolutely loving it. I mean, absolutely love it. Look at that.
Now,
that is tremendous, Craig, isn't it?
That is just using the outside edge. Now I want to do this one differently to the one I'd done earlier. So just using the other die in, this is when you keep all the detail in. So you get so many different ways. Keeping in mind, you might just want to use the butterfly with the background die. Maybe use all three, use two of them, maybe use one of them. There really is so many different ways you can use them. Bring in the quilling flowers as well. Bring in the backgrounds, bring in the borders. They really do all complement together. But of course, with Sharon's collections, you can start to bring in any of our Crafter's Companion, Sarah's Signature, Nature Garden, or any other collections you've got at home.
Well, or Sharon's quilling flowers that we did right at the beginning. I mean, you could make a whole bunch of those, couldn't you? And add those to those butterfly cards. Craig, our time was just too short this time, but tell me the hours that I see you on the craft day on HSN on Tuesday.
So I will be up at 10 a.m, I will be up at 11 a.m, and then I will be up at 11 p.m. I believe closing off craft day. So if I wasn't nervous before, I am going to be then, but I cannot wait, and thank you. It's going to be an absolute pleasure, and it's going to be great to be following your comments throughout the day.